Hey, Jermaine, what is San Francisco like? What up, YouTube? It's your boy Jermaine back with another video. Thought I would make another video talking about San Francisco, giving an update on the city, talking about a couple things because it's been a minute since I've just really made a video talking about the city, what's going on. So I thought I would make one, give you guys an update. So as of now, I just got done having some lunch, and I am here this is Embarcadero 3. And this is one of those places, it just hasn't come back to normal. It would normally be busy, lots of people out having lunch, people out, they're not supposed to smoke cigarettes here, but yeah, you still see people out smoking cigarettes. Well, now I haven't seen anyone here. I sit down and I was having lunch, and I think I saw one person walk by. So it's pretty dead, but this kind of reminds me of a lot of places in the financial district now. Since the pandemic started, things have sort of picked up in the city, especially when you talk about areas like tourism. When you look at Fisherman's Wharf, a lot of things have picked up. You see a lot of tourists in those areas on the weekends. And, usually if it's a really, really nice day, maybe you'll see a lot more people in the city. But normally, like on a day like today, I'm actually filming this on a Friday. The city's kind of busy. It's not the most beautiful day in SF. It's a little on the foggy side, cloudy. And once again, it's a quiet day. We're gonna look down below, and once again, this is the financial district, and there's no traffic. You don't see any cars moving. You see a couple bikers, you see a couple people walking, but it is quiet. There is not that much action here. There's a couple cars driving by now. Yeah, this place has not. It has not went back to what it was like. Everyone like we've heard. Oh yeah, everyone's just gonna go back to work and everything's gonna be normal. Lately, I've been noticing a lot of places hiring. Okay, I've been noticing that certain places are hiring. Like a lot of corporations seem to be hiring. Now something doesn't add up here, because you take a lot of small businesses. I don't know if a lot of small businesses are going out of business because they can't find work, but I don't really hear about small businesses talking about, the shortage as much. I hear more of corporations in the news talking about like job shortages and stuff like that. So this is just something I don't know, I've kind of noticed, but I noticed a lot of places now. You go to Chipotle, they're definitely looking for work. Like you'll just see a sign up that says, we're hiring. I think it's like $20.50 an hour. If you go to places go by a place like In-N-Out, they have signs up. There's a lot of different places that have signs up. And they're just basically saying, look, we need help. We need workers. Even a lot of the food delivery apps, they have been really, really busy lately, because I think that there is I don't know how this is, but I guess there's a lack of people working. I just don't get this. There's a chunk of people, maybe they figured out other things to do, but did that many people figure out other ways to make money? Did that many people just take off and figure out better things to do? So there are some things that don't exactly add up when you look at the employment numbers and stuff like that. Like I say, some places I go to, they're short staffed, but a lot of places I go to, they're not as short staffed. Maybe certain hours, maybe some places are short staffed, but it's something I haven't really noticed as much. One thing that's been very, very popular in the city is more store closures. Okay, we have had a lot more store closures in the city, and I've talked about this in videos in the past, and I've talked about where this is going. And I guess we can talk about it a little bit in this video, since you guys, maybe you've never seen one of my videos before or something like that. But yeah, there's more and more stores closing, and this is going to be a gradual close. Over time, you're going to see more and more and more and more stores close. And what they're going to do is they're going to push people to basically order things from their phone and have things delivered. This is where it's going, and it's starting here, and it's starting now. With the pandemic in place, with companies like Google and Apple saying, oh yeah, you guys can work from home. I think Apple wanted their employees to come back to work, but then I don't know, it kind of changes with tech company and different tech company. It don't look like workers are going to go back, because I mean, now they're talking about metaverse. And if people are working, and if people start working in a metaverse, and if that takes off, like, why would people go back to work? Like, why would people come back and live in San Francisco? So these are just things that I'm starting to notice, and these are things that, you know, that are definitely happening around the city. Just a couple days ago, I found out that one of the Target locations I go to all the time, the smaller location in the financial district, this location is closing. And I think it's closing next week. And the reason why they're closing is because there's just not enough people freaking in the financial district. This place is like a ghost town now. People are not going back to work. And this is going to be a big thing. And I would say in the next couple of years, you're going to see more and more store closures. You're going to see more and more of the retail shopping. You're going to see more and more, you know, closures with that. Also, since we're talking about store closures and, you know, all the closures, why is this always happening? Well, it's crime. It's shoplifting. It's organized shoplifting. It's, you know, people that, you know, they see it on the news and they're like, wow, look at all those people stealing stuff from the store on the news. Maybe I'll go try. And then all of a sudden now you got, like, you know, everyday average Joe people going into the store taking stuff. And this has become a really big problem in the city. And this is why I believe more and more stores are going to close in the future. Also, when we talk about crime, holy moly, yo. Crime has, the car break-ins have really, really ticked up. And now we're starting to see more cases of people being followed and then robbed once they get home. And this is just becoming more and more of a thing I've been hearing in the news where, like, you know, someone's out, maybe they have a camera, maybe they're taking photos, and then all of a sudden they get in their car, they drive home. Maybe they don't even live in the city. Maybe they live far, far away from the city. And then, you know, they get home and all of a sudden there's someone there to rob them. And this has been going on. Like, this is just insane. And this has been happening. I think about 6 months ago, it was a story of, like, there was a photographer at Dolores Park, and they're out taking photos, and they're getting ready to get on the bridge, and a car behind them, someone jumped out of the car and, like, smashed the window and stole their camera bag. And, like, they went from doing that to now they're just, like, straight up following people to their house, you know? And I mean, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. I mean, is this a place that I recommend people to, like, just come move to? I mean, how can I recommend, you know, people to come move to a place like SF when, holy moly, people can't even freaking go out and take photos with a nice fancy camera in piece, you know? This place is just going crazy. Now, I know a lot of people, you know, I want to know about the homeless situation. You can't make a video talking about San Francisco, talking about not talking about the homeless situation. And, you know, for the most part, yeah, there's a lot of homeless people, but they've done a really good job of, like, keeping them in certain areas. So if you don't really go through the Tenderloin as much, if you don't really go down Polk Street, like lower Polk Street, maybe you won't even notice as many homeless people. I just noticed that Polk Street area seemed to be an area where you see lots of homeless people in the whole Polk Street area, and they're off in the alleys, right? So, like, if you don't really go through that area, you won't really see them, you won't really notice them. Now, right when the pandemic first started, I think it was, like, the worst with the homeless situation then. I want to say that was the worst because a lot of places were closed. You know, you couldn't go inside anywhere. Like, it was really bad. I mean, I remember certain streets around the city, you would just see, like, just tents lined up, and then the city would even put a bathroom there. And they would also put an employee there to make sure, like, people didn't, like, go in the bathroom and, like, you know, OD or something like that, you know, get sick or like make a mess or whatever. And these were, like, multiple places around the city, and this was right when the pandemic started. All those places have been gone, have been long gone. They've been cleaned up, and you don't see people in those areas anymore. And now, like I say, a majority of the campers that I see in the city, they're mainly in places tucked away in the TL and probably some places out in the Mission District. I don't go out into the Mission District as much, but I notice on certain streets in the Mission District, it can be pretty thick. So that's you know, something to say about the homeless situation that I've noticed in the past couple months here. All right, so what about the rents? What about the cost of living? Has the cost of living went up, went down? This is a question people always want to know. And for the most part, the cost of living and rent prices have started to definitely go back up. And I think the reason why the prices are going back up, just because the prices are going up everywhere. Now, the prices are not going up as much as it's going up in other places. I was talking to a friend in LA, and wow, once again, this place is really, really quiet. I don't see anyone around. But I was talking to a friend in LA, and the prices in LA they're just going up like way faster than the prices are going up here. Yeah, prices are going up here, but right now, if you come to the city November, December, maybe the beginning of January, this is like really the best time to look and the best time to rent. So I would recommend looking during those times if you can. Usually in the summer is not the best time, just because you have a lot of students moving in, and when students move in the summer, they usually sign like a 1-year lease. So the prices will go up in the summertime, just so landlords can make more money off of the students signing those leases. And if you just happen to move during that time, you could just get caught up in that whole time frame. But if you happen to sign a lease in like November or December or, parts of January, maybe it can be a little bit cheaper and maybe you don't have to pay as much. I wonder what this used to be. I can't remember, but this is I think this used to be a fancy dress shop. I'll have to look at some old videos and try to figure out. But yeah, this used to be all shopping, because like I said, it was lots of people working upstairs in these buildings, but now all these shops are closed. I mean, you can't have a shop down here with no one. I mean, you just can't be open if no one's gonna come through, And like I say, this place it's turned into a ghost town. It used to be really, 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 lots of people, lots of action, and now you walk through and, you can literally count the number of people that you see. I've seen a couple of people now, but it wasn't like this before. Here's one business still open. There's one shop still open. I don't know about this one. I don't know if that one's still around. But yeah, the city has definitely changed. Now, nightlife. That's one thing that has definitely come back to the city is nightlife. I have went out in lots of different neighborhoods in the city, and it's kind of interesting how the rules sort of change in certain neighborhoods in the city. So I remember like 3 or 4 months ago, I would go to this bar in Soma, okay? And Lori and I would go to this bar in Soma. And I remember back then, they were really strict. When we walked into the bar, we had to keep our mask on the whole time, right? As we're hanging out, dancing and all that. Now, if you're drinking, you can drink, but you have to put your mask on, if you don't have the bottle up to your face. That's how strict they were, right? And I just went with Lori. I don't really care about going out. I'd rather just hang out on the internet than go out to a bar with a bunch of drunk people, But I was just okay, all right, that's how it is. And then I remember, I want to say it was the next night, we went out in the marina. And I don't know if you know about San Francisco, if you know the neighborhood of Soma, and if you know the neighborhood of Marina, you know the difference between the two neighborhoods, okay? And we went out in the marina, and I was just blown away how basically no one had a mask on. No one had a mask on. Except for the people working at different places. But for real, no one had a mask on. And I was just wow. It's so much different. It's so much different in this part of town. I was just blown away. Dang, no one has a mask on, And then you would just go in, and the places were packed. There was no one walking around checking, So that was just that was a shocker for me. But now it's a lot more relaxed. I went out about a couple days ago. And when I went out a couple days ago, I noticed that it was it's definitely a handful of people walking into bars with no mask on, and it was kind of cool. I don't know if that's going to change anytime soon. And it was lots of places were busy. It wasn't uptight. You didn't have anyone walking around checking. And this was the same place in Soma I would go to. I think the rules in Soma are a little bit different than the rules in Marina. I mean, just bottom line. I mean, the Marina was just a college freaking party, yo. And Soma was a little bit more, let's just keep it real. It was a little bit more civilized, if you know what I'm saying. Because like I say, when I went out to that place in Soma just recently, I still saw like people in there with mask on, but then it was also people not wearing masks, and it was like it was chill, you know. Yeah, however that is, who knows? It's getting to be wintertime, and I don't know if there's going to be like another variant of COVID coming in to like close everything down. But that would just really suck if we have to go through another lockdown. Yes. So now we are at Embarcadero 4. There's Embarcadero 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's all these like, you know, weird walkways here. I like to enjoy this place. I really like this place. This is a really cool. It's just a really cool different area. And now since all the workers are gone, you know, it's kind of cool to just come hang out here. There's also Embarcadero 2. There's more like different hangout areas. They have different like level areas where you can go out and eat, but like each floor level looks slightly different, you know. Yeah, very unique. And if you ever come into the city and you want a place to stay and you want to stay near here, there is this hotel here. This is a Hilton. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is a Hilton right over here. And they have balconies. And you can easily stay there. And, yeah, the city, I don't know. The city it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. It's a place that is always changing. There's always construction. They're always working on the streets, you know. There's always some new people moving in. There's always some people moving out. There's always someone dying on the street, you know. It's just, it is what it is, you know. I love it. I'm going to stick through it. Hopefully the shootings die down. There's been a lot of shootings lately, holy moly. But it's like always shootings in the city, so, I mean, that's not really a thing. And then, you know, the U.S., there's always shootings in this country, so you just kind of have to cross your fingers and hope the shootout doesn't happen when you're on that same block, you know. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up. This is, you know, San Francisco. Thought I would give you guys a little, you know, a little update of, you know, what's been going on. Yeah. So anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. My gosh, what happened to the beautiful day? Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace out, yo.